programme today. Daytime with Aston Avery. Now, joining me right now, regular contributor, Stephen Smith. And it looks like he's near the Golden Gate Bridge all of a sudden. So, hello, Stephen.
Aston, how are you today?
Fine, thank you, Stephen.
Oh, what a diverse show we've got today. We've got so many fabulous, interesting, different guests.
Oh, we have indeed. And that being said here, Stephen, as well, is that when I say amazing guests here on that front, is that we've got one that's all the way in Greece. We've got one that's all the way in France. We've got...
isn't it? Did you see the funeral yesterday, Aston?
Yes, I did. And that is one of those things at the funeral right there is one of the funeral, I have to say the funeral did actually inspire and also... help and lift the nation and obviously brought everyone together.
It was just so moving. What does the Queen mean to you, Aston?
A lot, really, has to be said here. Really, a lot, because it's absolutely one of those things that you can't really and you can't forget what she done for the country. She helped a lot of people throughout the country, it has to be said as well, Stephen. But that's my memory. And what about your memory?
Well, when I was a small boy, we were always told, eat all your peas and your vegetables. The Queen has to go to these places, remote villages in Africa, and they chew the food up in their mouth and spit it out. She has to eat it. If you're going to grow up to be anybody, you have to eat all your greens. And of course she did. The Queen eats everything, and I admired her. But one of the other things is the Queen's speech at Christmas time. The whole of Christmas worked around the Queen's speech. My mum always planned the dinner around it, so we have dinner and then there'd be Queen's speech, and she was wise and also someone so constant in my life. I'm just devastated she's gone. Just a wonderful person.
Well, Stephen, one thing now, I said we're going to be chatting to someone that's all the way from Greece, and that is Samantha Lee Howe, who joins us right now, and she can add now not only author, but screenwriter to her resume. So welcome, Samantha.
Oh, hi, Aston. Hello, Stephen.
Oh, God, you're looking great.
Thank you.
That looks nice where you're staying.
We're in a villa. It's very, very beautiful. And it's very quiet. And we've got a lovely view over this way to Kefalonia, which is gorgeous because we're in Zante at the moment. So all of my companions have disappeared, though. They were making sure they were nowhere near this recording.
They didn't want to join in.
But I think everybody doesn't want their beach look.
Oh, yeah. How's the hair coping in the weather?
Well, this is my beach hair, so I washed it and plaited it last night, so this is what it looks like today. So that it's easy maintenance.
So the first thing first, Samantha, obviously you're chiming in from Greece there. So how is Greece and enjoying your holiday at the same time?
I am indeed. It's absolutely beautiful here. The weather's been gorgeous. Apparently there was a big thunderstorm at 6 this morning, but I was completely out of it. I didn't hear it at all, but all of my companions did. And I was like, oh, really? I was fast asleep. So, but it's a gorgeous day today. So, it's just been beautiful weather. And as you can see, I'm not very brown because I don't sit in the sun.
Oh,
I don't sunbathe. I shelter. Back to 50 and in the shade. I have been bitten by an awful lot of mosquitoes, though. I must admit, I'm not impressed by that.
The Scream buffet as I get off the plane.
Yes.
Yes. Lovely. But some of my friends I've been on holiday with go, my God, how many more times can you go to the chemist?
No, it's horrendous. It's horrendous.
Anyway.
So the other thing as well, obviously, Samantha, as well, that yesterday the nation and especially the whole world got brought together by the funeral of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. So in this sense, what did the Queen mean to you?
Well, just as Stephen said, it's somebody that I grew up always knowing was going to be there. And I think it's such a shock. I know it's ridiculous to say this about a 96-year-old woman dying, but I wasn't prepared for it. And I'm actually really, really upset because I just feel it feels such a change is coming. I don't know whether that's going to be for the good or for the worse. I'm hoping it's going to be for good. obviously, because I'm always an optimist. But it seems so strange to think that she's not there anymore.
I know.
An amazing lady, great for women, you know, powerful, strong, caring. She's just, I can't even imagine now that there probably will never be another queen in my lifetime. There will be kings, but there won't be a queen. And that's quite sad for me.
Sam, I guarantee you meet quite a few queens in your lifetime.
Yeah, well, yes.
So,
I
Sam,
don't disagree with that.
No, we all know your book did so well in America and over here, The Stranger in Our Bed. It's now a screenplay. What was it like writing your first screenplay?
It was mind-blowing, actually, and I do have a degree in writing for performance, which was specializing in screen. It's English and writing for performance, so I've always been sort of writing screenplays in the background, but not actually got one out there. So when I got the opportunity to do my own book into a screenplay, it was both daunting and thrilling, because one of the things that was daunting to me was, what if I fail at making this feel like the film feeling like the book? And there's an awful lot of fans out there that would be ready to criticize if I had failed.
Everyone.
And I'm delighted to say that all of the feedback we're getting is that everybody feels that it was a really good you know, version of the book, and that it does feel like the book. So I feel we've achieved that. And I also was scared that I'd not make it action-packed enough, because it has to be different for the screen. But I think we did okay on that too. So I'm very happy.
How much different is it from the book?
There are a lot of differences that are not obvious, because what you have to do with a screenplay when you're transposing it from a novel is you have to put the story there, but you have to change things that won't work as they do in a book. For example, the timeline of the book takes place over a period of 2 years. Now, if you've got a thriller, you can't do action taking place over 2 years. That would completely slow down the pace. Plus, we only had 90 minutes to do it in. So we had to cut the timeline, and we've changed it around so that the pregnancy that Charlotte gets during the book actually happens earlier on. And it also creates a little bit of ambiguity as to who the father is, which is not the case in the book. No, so there are changes like that. And also there were COVID restrictions. So there was a big ball scene that we had in the book, and we couldn't have that. Obviously, a big group of people together.
Yeah, that was one of the questions coming up.
Oh, indeed. And now that being said, Samantha, you mentioned about obviously the film being set during you went on the set during the pandemic here, but a little birdie tells me you have a cameo in the film. So would you like to explain this?
Yes, I do. My husband and I are a loved up couple, which nobody was surprised by me saying that, in a cafe right behind the gorgeous Samantha Bond. And so you really can't miss me. All the time that she's speaking.
I've got to ask, Samantha Bond is just an incredible actress, and I've seen the film. You have to watch it. It's incredible. What was Samantha Bond like in real life?
Oh, she was, what a gorgeous woman. I mean, inside and out. Beautiful person, very, very friendly, very warm. Indeed, all the cast were. And we got along really, really well. Our first introduction was when I arrived, and she was in this little forecourt at the back, and she was wearing, COVID mask. I was in mine. And she said, "Oh, can I help you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm looking for Terry Dwyer, the producer and also actress in the film." And she said, and I looked at her and I realised it was Samantha Bond I was talking to her, and I went, "Oh, you're Samantha Bond." And I said, "Oh, I pulled my mask on. I'm the other Samantha that wrote the film and the book." And she went, "Oh," she said, "I'm so glad to meet you." She said, "I must say, I thank you for writing me such a great part in this film." And I said, "No, thank you for playing the part," because she was perfect. She was absolutely perfect as Isadora.
I mean, Aston, you haven't seen the film, but the character Samantha Bond plays is scary. She's really scary, isn't she?
She is, and I think it's a different role for her too. And I think it's the part she's playing is, I know she plays lots of strong women, but it definitely is a different role for her. And she took it and she made it her own. And I can't imagine anyone else playing Isadora now. She's amazing.
And one of the things is, I know the film's done incredibly well in the US. It hit the top of the charts, and as your books have, isn't the US calling for you now? Don't they want you over there? You go there?
I am going there in November. I'm going to Long Island to do a Doctor Who convention, because we've got Doctor Who connections, so we're going to get this Doctor Who convention there. Long Island Who. There's always a Long Island iced tea in it for me when I arrive. I have to have there. They're amazing, and also in February we're going to the Los Angeles convention Gallifrey, and I'm hoping, I'm in the working at the moment on doing a little bit of a book tour at both places as well. So I should be doing some of the bookstores. I'll be hitting hopefully in New York in November, and I will be I've certainly been approached for Los Angeles as well, so that's going to hopefully happen and hopefully come off. So I am very popular there.
Will you move there?
Said that again, sorry. Would I move there? No, because to be honest with you, I really, years ago I would have said yes. I'd have jumped at the chance to move to somewhere like Hollywood, but I'm quite a home bird. I've got, David and I've got our forever home now. I don't think I would ever leave. We've got family ties in the UK, so no, I don't think so. I love visiting though.
We have to clarify for our listeners and for Aston what a Long Island iced tea is. They are dangerous, Aston.
Very dangerous. It has rum, it has gin, it has vodka, it has tequila, and it has triple sec. And it also has this lemon bitters. I know this because I make them at home as well. Mine's very lethal. And then literally a splash of Coke. So you're drinking maybe 6 shots of alcohol, mate.
And I'm not joking. In a place I go called Wilson Manors in Florida, they have a Long Island iced tea evening, and they serve them in jam jars. And if you sit and watch the car park, some attempt to get in their car, which is very naughty, but the people that fall over with these, they're delicious, but really lethal. I'll have to get you one, Aston, when we go out next.
I've had 2. I've had 2 in one go. And then I can always have one. And actually, I find them they give you such a buzz that you've got lots of energy after it, especially after jet lag. You get there, and I have a Long Island iced tea. I can keep going for a bit.
You're not claiming it's a vitamin drink, are you?
No, it's not. And then suddenly I go, oh dear, got to go to a room.
These cocktails are lethal. My friend had one called a mudslide, and she's not a big drinker, and she had 5 because she thought it was like chocolate base. She thought it was like a dessert. When she stood up, she couldn't.
I know. I would never recommend anyone having more than 1 or 2.
Dangerous cocktails.
Very dangerous. But because they don't taste like alcohol, do they?
No.
No.
That's the thing.
Well, one thing as well, Samantha, you became recently involved with the charity IDAS here. So what will your role be for this charity?
My role is as a survivor ambassador, and IDAS is Independent Domestic Abuse Services, and it is a wonderful charity that are doing some amazing work in Yorkshire, which is quite near where I live, because I live in South Yorkshire now. And they are they're supporting victims from everywhere, from everywhere in the area, from New Yorkshire and beyond, and in Sheffield and all around. And they're doing such tremendous work, because there's an awful lot, surprisingly, of domestic abuse. And it's not just women that get abused, it's men. It happens in the LGBTQ community. It happens everywhere. And in any kind of relationship. And obviously during the lockdowns, there was an awful lot of domestic violence that, surfaced where people were completely trapped. And these people were still working through that. And they're my heroes. They're amazing.
People get very trapped in abusive relationships. You were in one yourself, Samantha. Can you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I grew up I was youngest of 7 children, and I grew up in a situation of domestic violence with my father, who was a drunk, and he was very violent. And you don't, when you're growing up, these things seem, well, they're awful, but you think they're normal. You think everybody lives like this. And so I fell into the trap of meeting a very charming man who was 27 years older than me, and ended up spending 22 years of my life with him, and realizing too late on that I was actually in a situation that was abusive, even though it wasn't physically abusive. And that can almost be worse because it's so subtle and so manipulative and so insidious that you don't realize that you are in a terrible situation until it's too late and you're trapped.
Yeah.
And that was,
it's interesting what you say there, because people always presume it's violence, but emotional abuse goes on all the time, and people put up with it because they think they have to be physically abused, and
yes.
and again, they're frightened to talk about it because they think, well, this is what I deserve.
You do, and you're brainwashed by the person that you're with, that everything is you. You're the problem, not them.
Yeah.
And they're very manipulative, and usually narcissistic personalities. It's very subtle, very manipulative.
The big thing is, if you are feeling you're being abused, don't be frightened to get help.
Absolutely.
There's help out there, like IDIS and other organizations. All you have to do is Google it, and you will get some help. People.
That's right. And you don't even have to, if you're afraid to tell family and friends, you can ring one of these people, one of these helplines anonymously, and get some advice. And you might be surprised by what they'll say to you, that how you'll be shocked.
Yeah.
I've been speaking to a lot of friends who have gone through the same thing and didn't realize until they rang a helpline and then were told, your textbook, everything this person's doing to you is on every page of the book, and it's shocking, really, because you don't realize. That's the horrifying thing.
Yeah, I was just saying, with bullying, people don't feel as though it's their fault, and they're frightened to look for help, and it's out there, and all I have to do is pick up a phone or tell someone, and you can get help. Thanks, Samantha.
You feel like a failure. You feel like there's something wrong with you, and it isn't. It isn't your fault.
Absolutely.
So, Samantha, do you have anything up in the pipeline next?
I have written 2 more books that my agent's got at the moment, and I'm partway through a new one, all thrillers, and I'm hoping they're going to see the light of day soon. I don't know when or how yet, because they're still not, we've not signed anything contracts wise. So, that hopefully some news soon.
Exciting. That's exciting. Listen, Samantha, I don't want to ruin your holiday and let you go. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. I wish I was there with you. Don't you, Aston?
Oh no, it's so lovely.
Your books are incredible, and the film. Can you tell us how to find the film, how to find the books, and how to find you?
Thank you. Yeah. Well, my website is www.samanthaleehowe.co.uk. The film can be downloaded on Amazon Prime. It's on iTunes. It's on everywhere. It's on Rakuten. I'm trying to think. I can't think of them. Just Google it. It will appear. It is on lots and lots of places. Google, and it's also on Xbox. That's the other 2 I was thinking of.
And the books are on Amazon.
And the books are on Amazon. You can get them in bookstores. If they don't have them, they can order them in for you if you prefer to buy in bookstores. You can also get them ebook. Most of my books, ebook wise, are only about 99 pence at the moment. So on Amazon, so they're very, very cheap. Yeah. So if you want to give one of them a try, The Stranger in Our Bed or The House of Killers, if you like spy thrillers. So that's me, and where you can find me.
Go and have some fun and have a lovely holiday.
Enjoy your holiday.
Come again later in the year. Thanks so much.
Well, it's 12:30 here, so I think it's lunchtime. I think wine time.
Wine time.
Thank you, Samantha.
See you soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.